Welcome back to Fairfin Seraph, and now we're back to the PS3 version.
So
Oh, actually, no, never mind. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Never mind. We're still in the PS4 version because I wanted to show off a couple things before we move on. I wanted to show off a couple of attacks that I didn't show over the course of the campaign. Some magic spells, because some of them you get some cool effects out of. Since this is one of the lesser bad things of the game, figured might as well. Don't worry, this doesn't take long. Prometic burst. There you go. And we'll also get to see the Vitra animations and level up animations that we didn't see. Well, I think we've already seen, but
there are different level up animations.
Well, for each character.
No, the ones that we didn't see because, for example, we never saw Arliss, but there it is.
Really? I feel like we have seen it before.
We saw Galdos first, if I remember correctly, but I don't think we saw, for example, well, you'll see.
I think the problem is like a lot of their animations seem so similar to their typical battle victory animations.
This one we saw. Here's Mariana's. We're getting ahead of ourselves in here, but don't worry.
Who the fuck are you?
Who the heck are you?
This is a character that's exclusive from the Evil Goddess route. Just that's a little. Take that as a little sneak. And now let's see what happens when we get. Hold on, listen here.
Wait, what the heck was up with Tiara's completely different outfit there?
Hold on, listen. Hold on. Basically, I'm gonna show what happens if. Basically, what I'm about to show is a different side of Tiara, as you'll see in a moment.
Yeah, and Harley has a different color coat.
Listen here.
And Faye
listen.
As
expected.
You're probably wondering why is Tiara with a different outfit and behaving differently. That's a little sneak peek for the Vile God route that I let you guys there. Anyway, before we leave the PS4 version, let's check the picture gallery. If you check the picture gallery, you can check the official artwork. This is the official artwork for the PS4 cover.
Why is
with the alternate costumes, I guess.
Yes, those alternate costumes that you see, those are exclusive to the Vile God route.
So let me see if I can get this straight, Pedro. Part of the reason that the alternate routes end up getting better praise amongst players and critics was because they had to change.
Not really, Jova, but the PS4 version was also critically panned.
No. I'm talking about the alternate routes compared to this route. I mean, Okay.
Hold on, Jova, let me just explain. This is the PS3 cover, the cover of the original PS3 version.
Seductive pose?
Also, Aaron is pretty much naked. Thank you.
And he looks like he's trying to hold a Keyblade / Buster Sword.
And this is the limited edition cover of the PS3 version.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3's bonus art design.
Well, there's no. This is the only extra stuff that's available. So I figured.
That's okay, I guess it's something.
And here's this is the
what the heck is that?
That's a title system for the PS3. The title screen for the PS3 version, and I have no idea what the hell that thing is. It never appears in any of the versions. I have no idea what this thing is.
Probable scrap content.
Then why is it here? Why is it in the title screen?
And who the heck is that?
That's the goddess. That's the goddess. You know, that's that area where we can draw the swords from, either the goddess or the Vile God. Remember?
The goddess looks awfully human. Oh, let me guess. It's to show the difference between her and the Vile God. Who looks like a monster.
And we can also check all those screenshots that have been showing up.
Yeah, we've seen those. Anyway.
So I'm gonna take a wild guess, but I'm guessing part of the reason that everyone I talk to about this
a little sneak peek for you guys, so you guys can take a wild guess as to what exactly all these other pictures mean.
But spoilers.
Also,
Trust me, Teo, that doesn't even come close to covering what's beyond those pictures.
So Pedro, I'm guessing that part of the reason that there seems to be a lot of more
better
pictures. Reception to like the alternate routes is because the characters themselves actually have their moods changed.
Don't worry, Jova. You'll get your answer 2 parts from now.
So let me get this straight. In order to make the characters more likable, they have to completely change their
the original PS3 version was published by NIS America. And it still uses the old Compile Hard logo before they just went with the boring Compile Hard and that's it, without any...
Cryware.
I think it's like an engine company or something.
Yeah, Galapagos RPG, we know, I've already explained this. Moving on. Alright, so extreme super awesome anime intro!
What?
Glibs, where are we?
This is the intro of the PS3 version. As you guys remember, in the PS4, as you guys remember, in the PS4 version, they replaced it with actual anime. But in here, it's just the character models acting like an anime.
Okay. This song is audibly annoying. I was like, seriously, there's no sense of balance in the voice with all the big bass.
Hey, Shira.
Yeah.
Could this intro be any more anime if it tried?
No.
I mean, wait, hold on.
She was checked out of this.
Hold on. So in this intro, they actually do show. Wait, so in this intro, they actually do show cutscenes with the 3D models. What?
I'm guessing, Jove, by the time they did the PS4 port, they finally got money to hire some animation studio to make a bit of anime intro. But for this one, no, it had to be using the models themselves.
Well, I guess it's a better sense of consistency.
Personally, I don't really care much for FMVs nowadays in games. It's a technique of the past that doesn't really need to exist anymore.
I will say that, I will say that the intro song here sucks compared to the
It's kind of like when
song we heard for the...
I can't even remember the other one.
Very fancy. And look at that tail. Did you like Amano's logo with the goddess?
It's better than the one of Lightning Returns because there was none in that.
What about the Vile God? The Vile God logo that he made for the PS4 version? Do you like that one as well?
It's a mano. It's straightforward a mano. It's serviceable at worst.
Also, creepy piano tune.
This was Panabu Uematsu, by the way. This particular track.
Wow, that actually sounds like something.
Which is why I'm letting it play a bit for you guys to make some judgment out of it.
And now I feel like I want to go to Hollow Bastion and Kingdom Hearts 1 with how equally creepy the music was there.
Yeah, I come to think of it, Jova, that thing looks like Hollow Bastion.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. This looks like Hollow Bastion if Tetsunomura somehow tried to give it all the zippers and belts each off.
Yeah, fun fact, Teo, in the original PS3 version, you can save your file right after it ends, and only then you load the clear data for New Game Plus.
That's backward.
Why did you remove?
Very strange change.
Why did you remove this from the original, guys? I don't understand. You already had it coded in. Why?
Wait. Oh, wait. Maybe it was their way of trying to hint that there were other different routes without, actually telling the players. Because, like you said, how's the player even supposed to know that there are all these different routes without a guide?
Why the enhanced version remove?
Alright, Teo. This is still the same narration as the PS4 version, but it doesn't have subtitles, and it's worsely animated, as you're about to see.
Wait.
Oh, it's CGI.
Well, if this game doesn't want me to pay attention, then I'm not going
it's
to.
CGI.
What the fuck? CGI. Wait, hold on. I don't even recall seeing a cutscene of the goddess and the vile god.
No, that's because they removed because they altered this opening narration for the PS4 version. See, I told you there was stuff that was worth showing.
Well, this one actually is the more interesting opening.
I agree, which is why I wanted to show it.
Why?
For the sake of fairness. Because I knew some people might show.
Compile Hearts are ran by a bunch of monkeys.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I don't get.
I mean, seriously, I've seen 2 games from them. This and
this actually explains how they got impaled with all the.
I've seen this, and I've seen a bit of Hyper Dimension Neptunia, and so far, what I get from is that they're not.
Yeah, we've already told us this.
Make no sense.
We'll get to Neptunia when we get to Neptunia.
Neptunia has the excuse that it was definitely in their early infancy, and I can vouch that the sequels get better at it. Also, for the remakes of Neptunia, I'm pretty sure that there were only just enhancements, not downgrades like this.
Well, I've already explained my main problem with Neptunia, so...
Oh,
I
don't blame you for those problems.
Hello?
Since then, much time has passed.
How much time?
Some time.
Alright, so yeah, and after that different intro, sorry guys, but while the opening movie is different, the actual rest of the opening is the same. However, we're gonna skip all of it.
Oh my god, and the first tune that plays is literally the trumpet theme, I've realized now.
Well, that's how it was in the PS4 version as well.
I realize now, though, they were trying to warn us.
3 days ago.
Why bother doing that? Oh wait, that's right. This is how it happened in the
Notice
original.
how in this one there's a particular visual difference.
The saturation of the colors.
Not just that, Theo. Did you notice how Vang's sprite got replaced with a bigger one to give the illusion that he's coming closer to the screen?
Yeah,
As in coming closer to the sword? That doesn't happen in the PS4 version, if you remember correctly. So
Because that technique is stupid.
Well,
And now he's bigger!
I mean, don't get me wrong, too. It's awkward, but it's at least something that does help convey a sense of progression in some case. I mean, yeah, it's not much, but it does add a little, which helps.
Skipping cannot be undone.
It's like,
Actually,
for
it can.
example, like,
We,
like, for
unlike Final
example,
Fantasy X webs, we can skip all that. So, let's skip it.
but we still hear the music.
I could press the L2 button, and there you go. In this version, after she breaks Fang out of jail, suddenly new background. This background was not in the PS4 version, and there's no dungeon. Instead, we jump straight to the outside. That first prison dungeon in the PS4 version was, of course, added in later to the PS4 version. So we skip straight into the outside.
I guess in all fairness, that dungeon was... Oh wait, no, Apollonius only shows up after we escape.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm showing this. I want to show off how he first meets Apollonius in this version, because it's a bit different.
Would you say it's better here because
No, actually, I'm gonna have to give it... I think the PS4 version, at the very least, built it up better, because the way they first meet in this game is so casually stupid.
Well, thank goodness, because so far, what I've been getting the impression of is that, aside from the two new alternate routes, which are completely new content in and of themselves, the PS4 version is a downgrade of the original campaign.
Not really, Jova. Not to forget how the PS4 version fixed some stuff like the raping and the prostitution joke. Come on.
True.
Trust me, as someone who's played both these versions way more than I should, I platinum both of those for.
God,
I forgot about that too, Jova, and I wish I still.
Yeah, the frame rate.
Yes. That's another point that I was gonna make. I wasn't gonna bring it up now because it's not as obvious now. But yeah, let me just finish what I was saying. Trust me, Joe. I platinum both of these versions. I've played them way more than any human being should. So trust me. And
Why?
because I'm a moron, Shiroi. But the point is.
Oh, wait.
Well, Shiroi, look. I was bored while Death Note was playing, so I just.
Wait. Hold on, Pedro. Oh, wait. Sorry, I have to make this joke. So while playing as Fang, I guess you had a glutton for punishment.
Anyway, yeah, like I was saying, trust me, Jova, even though there are some things that the PS3 version does better, some scenes here and there, like I'm about to show in these parts, trust me, in the grand scheme of things, the PS4 version is the definitive version. It is.
Fair enough.
Even if you count just the goddess route, I'll still take the removal of prostitution and rape scenes over whatever the hell these small little visual difference improvements have, honestly, if you ask me.
Yeah. I guess...
Nope,
Yeah,
as you can see, the script is just as terrible. It's the exact same script for this particular scene. I'm just making sure you guys see it, so you guys don't try to. Well, I'm not you guys. Obviously, you guys will believe me because I know. But I'm just trying to specifically showcase any people who are not familiar with these games. That trust me, the PS3. It's not the PS4 version is not a botched up port that ruined the good game. The game was already bad from the beginning. That's basically the point that I'm trying to make with these Ross.
True.
Also,
There will still be some people who don't
come
realize
on,
that.
this theme is just.
During the Fair in the PS4 version, I don't recall this.
Yeah, that's another thing. Thanks, Jova. Thanks, Fair Eyes form is different in the PS3 version for some reason. I prefer the PS4's version, if you ask me. This one looks stupid, honestly.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a proper mask.
Helmet being.
So, question, Pedro, is everyone's Fair Eyes form different or
No, only thanks.
Like that says?
Only thanks. For some reason.
Your combat strength has increased drastically. Come on, let's go.
I will mention this, Jova, since you mentioned the frame rate. The PC version of the original Fair Fencer F doesn't have the frame rate problems, so I can at least tell you that.
That makes sense. I mean, PC. I mean, unless you have a terrible port, Arkham Knight. Usually PC tends to be the best performance.
The PC port was handled by Idea Factory International, unlike NIS America, so it's So it was much better done, fortunately. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't get me wrong. I appreciate that NIS America's bringing in some Japanese games that wouldn't be able to make it here otherwise. But sometimes they can really botch up some localizations.
I agree. It reminds me of how High Moon Studios, while they did a great job with for Cybertron and for Cybertron, were so terrible with the PC port of War for Cybertron that they almost didn't port Fall of Cybertron to the PC.
Yeah.
They had to get someone else to port it to the PC.
However, we're playing the PS3 version because this was the original version that was released, because the PC version only came a year later.
Well, localizations are hard, so you have to have the right people to do it.
True, but okay. So, and keep in mind, Jova, this team made 3 Neptunia games on the PS3 before this game.
Yeah, they had
and yet, so usually, as I'm sure Taylor will probably argue, maybe you could excuse it with the PS3's hardware being incredibly hard to work for. But this team made 3 Neptunia games on the PS3 before this, and they were
Back to the animation.
and they were exclusives. They were games made specifically for the PS3 from the very beginning. So they had no excuse to make this game a decently put together game. And yet, as you guys mentioned out earlier, the frame rate in this game can't keep a consistent 30.
And for reference, the original Neptunia games, even the first one, did a lot better job of containing the frame
Which is
rate.
really bad considering how little actual gameplay there is in this game.
Not so much the amount of gameplay, Shira. Not so much the amount of gameplay, Shira. It's more so the fact that this game clearly doesn't belong on the PS3. This game belongs on the Wii. Because these graphics are not PS3 graphics, they're Wii graphics.
Where did you get all this money anyway?
Oh boy, here we go.
Stole
I
it.
So yeah.
think even the Wii has gotten some better looking stuff in this.
Oh yeah, of course it had it at Mario Galaxy.
Sonic Colors, the list goes on.
So there you go, Joe. But there's my argument for why the PS4 version is better. At the very least, they removed that prostitution implication
For
there.
everyone out there.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, game.
For what it was, Black Knight looked good too.
Yeah, Black Knight actually was clever and chose an art direction that got around the hardware's limitations.
Imagine, is Lola playable in the PS3 version, or was she only
Yes.
an add-on in the PS4?
No, she was already playable, but you have to complete all of our side quests to do so.
The music's different here.
It's this particular track got replaced in the PS4 version, which is why I'm showing this.
Didn't this get replaced by the trumpet theme?
No, Jova. This is not the trumpet. This is the in theme from the original version, which got replaced for some reason. I don't really care for either one, so I don't. Why is this thing in the game? Why is this thing here? It's not anywhere in the game. What is this? I get deleted
in the PS4 version.
Yes, I get. Well, we saw it earlier, Jova. In the we saw it earlier.
Oh, I mean, do we actually go there in the
No.
PS4 version?
Okay, I get your argument, Teo. Maybe it's a deleted thing. Then why did they left it here?
Also,
Easy.
wait. So let me get this straight. It was in the PS4 version, but only as a background element.
No. That particular image is the title screen of the PS3 version. In the PS4 version, is only available through the picture gallery that I'm showing right now. There you go. That's about it.
So it doesn't even show up whatsoever.
Nope.
It's
Which
hey.
baffles me. I have no idea what the hell that thing is even there for.
It's like, hey, you remember?
Hold on, Jova. There you go.
I follow you.
They first meet in the pub.
First
They bump into each other in the pub.
And then Apollonius is like, I don't like you. You seem like
It's
a
undecided.
slacker.
Let's all have cider.
Teo?
I apologize.
Oh, it's not even voiced. Okay.
No, it's okay.
No, it's so. It's
That's how they mean.
Brilliant.
Okay, you know what? Never mind.
All that for
I
something all that build up for something I do regularly in the town.
PS4 version, for as bad as you are on your own, I am sorry I even thought about comparing you to your original predecessor. You clearly had quite a bit of work cut out for you. Okay, so here's my question, Pedro. If they can fix so much stuff in the original route, why couldn't they fix all the other problems?
Jova,
Like, seriously.
you realize that I don't have an answer for that question, right?
Well, you're the guy who likes to theorize. You like, will study people like these.
I know, Jova, but I know, Jova, but David Cage is one thing, but compile heart is too much even for me. I'm
You
sorry.
have to play this shit, please.
So let me get this straight. David Cage.
No. Here's the thing. That's the thing, Jova. David Cage is fascinating. This is just pathetic.
I mean, okay, you've been able to theorize about David Cage. You've been able to theorize about Toriyama. You've even been able to theorize about Sakaguchi with Blue Dragon, but these are the people who are beyond reason.
No, it's because see, here's the thing, Jova. With those other,
No one has ever.
this is a tsundere moment that is not in the original
Oh,
PS4
wait,
version,
wait.
which is sorry in the PS4
This
port.
is why
Sorry.
wait. So this is why she's attracted whenever he badmouths her. I mean, it's still stupid, but it's an actual psychosis that I know about from studying psychology, so...
All right, look at this frame rate.
Oh, wow.
Oh god.
Hell.
You've made
dear.
3 games on this console before. What happened, guys? What happened? You see, Jova, this is why I'm not theorizing about this. At least with those other examples that you mentioned, it's I can not just that. I can. It's there's still some way I can make a proper theory that would make sense. With this, I've got nothing. I've literally got nothing.
Oh gosh, I can't even look at this.
No matter what anyone will
Oh
say
no,
about
the
it-
scene is slightly different in the PS3 version.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, in the original version, they
Stop doing that.
in the original version they just show Fang and Aaron alone. But in here, to simulate the fact that they've gone away from Tiara to talk privately, they do it like this.
That's actually kind of interesting. I mean, it's something that you can actually get from the movements there. Again, it's not much, but it does make it more easier to convey than in the PS4 version.
Personally, I don't mind either way. But I can understand what Jova means. As for
I mean, the dialogues are shit anyway.
It's like how in Ace Attorney, how, you know, like when they have to do something with the sprites that implies that they're moving, you know, despite the fact that we never really see their legs, except for in the 3D games later on. It's like, you know, they actually did stuff like have the sprites be like stuck halfway through their animation, to simulate this with eyes closed, and thinking and all that stuff. It's like, you know, it's tiny bits like that that actually do help sprites that, you know, otherwise can't move, convey character.
our protagonists, ladies and gentlemen.
True, but
Whoa.
You gotta collect the Furies, right? Just put up with her for now. Come on.
Huh,
let's
well,
go.
okay, two things
Shut up
credit.
or shut up.
Woman's gonna claim it
Two
for
things
herself.
credit. Tiara was pretty annoying around this part of the story.
oh jeez, fine.
And that's it.
This is the place.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
There's no mistaking it. Please be careful and look for an entrance. It should
Basically,
be
I'm just
obvious
skipping
to-
around and to scenes that.
Might be.
All right, you might remember this scene with it's slightly different in the way it is this beginning of the ice cave.
I'm pooped.
So tell me, Pedro, are there actually any moments where the sprites lag?
Try to take us more
No,
seriously and
not that I remember.
Because that would just be the icing on the cake.
Well, it's literally nothing but a cardboard cutout. Like what? Why? How would the PS3 even go about?
Pedro, Lightning Returns manages to add the credits with the frame rate fucked up.
Yeah, but here's the thing, too.
Lightning
But those
Returns.
credits actually had 3D graphics happening on the background. This is nothing but
No,
cardboard.
they were black screen.
No, Joe. There was a 3D crystal even at one point. Don't you remember?
But he's talking about when the 3D crystal isn't even on screen, they lag.
They do?
This
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
super
Whatever.
cold.
Oh, we remember.
Remember?
Don't worry, we have to re-record that game anyway because
Both are wrong.
combination of YouTube, PC errors, and whatnot.
Well, I'll still be doing the PS3 version though, because those.
Unfortunately, I was in that LP and the universe hates me, so
I wasn't. Yay!
it's making all of you suffer.
Don't worry,
That's
dude.
the
You have to
consequence.
show up for any puzzle parts again.
Yeah, it's only like a couple of minutes each time. I can live with it. You guys
Alright,
got to go for like about at least 30 hours of it.
Right, this is the part where Erin shrunks or something.
Yeah, you might have. In this particular version, as you're seeing, they actually have all 3 sprites on screen. You might have noticed how in the PS4 version they never have more than 2 sprites at once. But in this version, they actually They actually got to points where they have
Flow into this.
3 sprites, and as you can see, it kind of makes the screen a bit cluttered. So I can understand why they changed it in the PS4 port.
Hurts. Come on. Just one big blow. Like a big girl.
sounds like the beginning of a porno.
A really weird porno.
It's too damn cold.
Well, it's Shiro. It's like what Fang said. There's a fetish for everyone.
Japanese culture reference, udon soup. Because Western people are gonna know what that is, aren't they?
I know what it is.
Well, yeah, I know too. It's just that.
To be fair, we do have some Chinatown restaurants here and there. I mean, Japanese restaurants as well.
Besides, Pedro, it will be like a German character mentioning bratwurst and beer.
Thought these were somewhat useful, but I completely miscalculated.
I'm gonna be eating nothing but Japanese.
Wait, hold on. Did we ever get to hear Tiara's inner thoughts like this?
Yeah.
Den of monsters. No wonder the villagers stay away from this place.
Oh, a Den of Monsters is in a JRPG. We're seeing that coming.
Yep. So let's check out some.
There's a bit in that song that there's a bit in.
There's frame rate issues in the victory pose.
Before the battle started, it sounded a little bit like the little jingle that plays when you find a new life in Spyro.
Plus, it's so friggin' slippery, I can't even move properly.
I only
That's why the
what that
slippery
sounds
bits
like.
never even show up in this
Yeah,
game.
this particular instance where they're talking about this being slippery. This wasn't. Yeah, there you go. This was
Also, those are stock sound effects anyway, so it doesn't matter.
that too. But yeah, that particular moment where Fang was talking about the slippery thing, that was also changed in the original. Oh, sorry.
You know what else I've noticed, guys?
What?
The trumpet theme plays a lot less than it did in the PS4 version.
No, actually, Joe, but that's the only reason you're getting that impression is because I'm skipping scenes. There's been plenty of trumpet stuff in between the jump cuts that I'm making, trust me.
Maybe it's because we've heard that trumpet theme so much. I could have sworn that on at least quite a few of these scenes, originally the trumpet, well, not originally, but, with our PS4.
No.
The trumpet
The blow the nose joke was always with that particular piece of music that we just heard. Even in the PS4 version is like that as well.
Friggin' annoying.
I know, Fang, but we gotta get through it.
Oh god, this frame rate, it's just...
I know, right? I have no idea what the hell happened here.
It's
Also, look how blurry her model is, though.
Yeah. Why did you even need to blur these? Neptunia didn't need to blur stuff.
I thought that was because my left eye is starting to fall asleep, but it was actually that blurry.
No, Shiro, it really is that blurry.
Also, Fang's outfit looks really stupid.
It does. Look at that. Someone, Tsunaku actually draw that, and she fought. That's it. Genius. This is what I'm going with.
He looks like a parody of a Power Ranger.
And since someone, the team told her, no, Tsunako, turns out this one is stupid. Can you make a better one, please?
Again. These are supposed to be your equivalents to the console forms
What's the design difference in?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Was the design difference in the other version?
Yeah, it was, don't you remember?
Oh yeah, so basically someone told her, can you do another design? That one was rubbish.
But that's what I just said.
Okay, I mean, seriously though, that's supposed to be the...
Oh, okay. There you go, Teo. Now we're gonna be able to see what I mentioned when we got to this part. Remember when we were all confused during this part, Teo?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're about to see how they handled it in the PS3 version. There you go. She learns Chibi, like you saw.
Okay.
Except this time it's on the other side, and the picture is a bit bigger than it was. Aaron shrunk down and entered the fern back towards mouth. Why did they remove this piece of text on the PS4 version?
Okay, that explains what she did, and let me guess, she gave it a virus?
No, she took the fury from inside.
She had a cold and sneezed inside it.
Can someone please explain to me why did they remove that text box? There you go. Aaron stole the fury. The fern back to Troy grows weaker. Don't get me wrong. I understand that there's always the whole show don't tell thing. But here's the thing: the PS4 version doesn't show neither tell. It just does nothing. I'd rather have it told to me rather than not either.
And think about it. It takes more effort to remove that stuff since this is a port, which means someone actively said, remove that text.
There you go, Jova. You asked for it. There you go.
I mean, what I would have wanted was, like, I know they can't really do cutscenes because of the budget, but like an image dictating what was going on. But I mean, I would have accepted the text box. Why did he remove those?
The real infuriating thing is that we've seen that they very well can have, cutscenes that happen in the overworld. They don't look the best, but they can happen.
Why?
Also,
So many horrible. Sorry, go ahead.
No, carry on.
Why so many horrible decisions? Not just in making the game itself, but in porting it to the PS4.
I mean, it's weird. I mean, technically, the improvements the PS4 made outweigh the bad, but there are so many stupid options. And, seriously, look. One of the easiest things about, making a remake, PC port, updated, re-release, or whatever, is keeping stuff. You don't often remove stuff from a remake.
Yeah.
Unless that stuff was pointless.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to see the rest of this content.
Alright, everybody, tune in for the last PS3 Raw and our final thoughts on the Goddess route. But before we move on, before we quit, let's just say a quick thing for those who so I can make the timeline clear for all of us. First, this game came out on the PS3, which is the one we just saw right now. Then it got ported. Then this original version got ported to the PC. Then they made the enhanced port, Avant Dark Force, as a PS4 exclusive. And then they ported that PS4 enhanced port to the PC again. So there's two versions of Fair Fencer F on Steam, the original and Avant Dark Force. I have no idea why.
Buy either one.
And both of them are being sold at full price.
I don't know which one was on sale, but yeah.
If Idea Factory had any inch of integrity, they would make a discount for those who bought the original Steam version. But I guess they're money greedy, I guess. So,
yeah, that's not good.
The only, for those who might be wondering, the only benefit from the PSE version of Avant Dark Force is 4K resolutions, but who cares?
How much is full price for this game?
Well, I'm sorry, that will take a bit long, so let me finish this part first.
Yeah,
see you for the next part, everybody.
See ya.